Hi, I'm Troy Bailey and welcome to the Comic Book Movie Collector's Guide, the show about collecting all things superhero cinema. And today we are looking at Justice Society World War II. Let's get into it. Justice Society World War II is an animated superhero film with a runtime of 84 minutes. The film was not shown into theatres and was just a direct-to-video release, with the movie being available on digital streaming services on the 27th of April 2001, and was later released on DVD, Blu-ray and 4K HD on the 11th of May 2021. It was directed by Jeff Wamester and was written by Meghan Fitzmartin and Jeremy Adams, with the film being produced by Warner Brothers Animation and DC Entertainment and distributed by Warner Brothers Home Entertainment. It is the 41st film in the DC Universe animated original movies and is the second movie in the new DC Animated Universe timeline of movies, which started with Superman, Man of Tomorrow. Some of the concepts for the story and the settings originated from a Wonder Woman animated series that was developed but not picked up by producer Butch Lukic, who would later incorporate them into the film. The story starts with the Flash helping Superman fight Braniac, but when things go astray in the Speed Force during the battle, the Flash ends up in the past with the Justice Society of America, a group of heroes aiding the Allies in World War II. Setting them off on an adventure that could change history. Okay, first off is disc and case, and I really like the look of this cover. It's got this great 50s vibe to it. Looks really good with the font, even the sort of that painted pin-up style that they used to do back in the day. Very nice, really like that. And I'm really digging the spines they're doing at the moment. As you can see up there, that's part of it. So I think they've got 3 or 4 out now, and it's starting to spell DC across there, and the uniformity on the side is great. I love that. That looks great up on your shelf. And on the back you have a nice little painted picture there of Aquaman. Not bad at all. Not a real lot else going on, but not bad at all. So as far as the disc goes, as usual, still a little bit of a letdown. Just your plain disc with just a print. Nothing there. A nice colour photo of that on the disc would look awesome, but I'm guessing, maybe trying to make it on the cheap. Overall, really digging this, really liking this a lot. So I'm actually going to give this a score of 8 out of 10. The story and the script. Now, the story and the script were really good, and I liked, even though that the Justice Society was fighting Nazis and Atlanteans and you had time travel, at its core it was really about not taking things for granted and not looking into the future, but kind of living in the now, with three of the main characters' story arcs bringing that home, with Black Canary having feelings for Hawkman but never really letting him know, Wonder Woman constantly putting off Steve Trevor's marriage proposals, and of course Barry wanting to protect Iris from danger by not really committing to her. Now, all 3 arcs have this similar theme of not waiting till the right time or for the future, as tomorrow is never guaranteed, and you should live in the moment and sort of seize the day. To me, it felt like the whole "we have to stop the Nazis" was more of a secondary plot point to these sort of 3 main stories, and having the Flash see the Justice Society when he gets back to his own reality, sort of hitting up Supes, going, "Hey, what do you reckon we form a Justice League?" I thought that was a real nice touch to start off this whole new animated universe they're trying to build now. Overall, I think they did a really solid job on this one, and I am going to give this a 27 out of 30. From page to screen. Now, this is an original story, which is great, as they've been doing a lot of adaptations lately of famous comic book stories, and in my opinion, not so much of a good job. But because you kind of go in with it with like expectations, like your expectations up here, and you're usually left sort of feeling, you know, disappointed, as they end up just changing too much of it from the source material and sort of straying away from the original story. But this time around, no preloaded expectations, so big tick of approval here. Now, for the look of this movie, it was fantastic because they stuck with the animation style they did in the last movie, Superman Man of Tomorrow, which I loved. And this time they even did a better job of it. It would just seem to be so much better. It was just so beautiful to watch. And I also loved like the old-timey intros that looked like old 40s movies. That was just such a great touch. As for the characters, they all looked great. The Justice Society was spot on. Nice job, fellas. And I even love how Wonder Woman had this real 40s hairdo. It was just the nice little touches like that that I just really loved enjoying sort of seeing throughout this film that really give it this 40s sort of vibe. As far as the voice actors go, I'll put a list up here as I really enjoyed everyone. They all did a great job. But for me personally, I felt like Omid Atsubi, I hope I got that right, as Hawkman was awesome. He just brought something to the character I'd never actually seen before with his tone and his delivery. I just loved it. His performance just really stood out for me. Anyway, with that, I'm going to give this an 18 out of 20. Okay, special features. Okay, so I have the DVD, and all you get on this one is you get a sneak peek at Batman The Long Halloween Part 1, and you get 2 archival previews from A Justice League vs Teen Titans and Wonder Woman Bloodlines. Now, the sneak peek was great. It had a nice look into what they're doing for the new Batman movie, which looks very interesting. And of course, the other 2 previews were good, but I've seen them before. But if you get the Blu-ray or 4K HD, you also get DC Showcase short Commandy, The Last Boy on Earth, Adventures in Storytelling, Justice Society World War II featurette, and 2 bonus cartoons from the DC Vault, Justice League Legends Part 1 and 2, which I'm now starting to wish that I'd bought the Blu-ray. I might have to upgrade already. Anyway, so as this is a review for the DVD, I'm going to give this a score of 4 out of 10. Critics review. Now, the critics score came in at 81% and the audience score was 72%. Now, this score is not too bad at all, and I thought it would be a little higher, but I was really surprised at how many reviewers on YouTube hated on this movie. I can't for the life of me figure out why that is. This is a really solid movie. I did get the feeling that some of them that kind of missed what the movie was about and were looking for things that weren't really there. Now, like, I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about, and there are so many more like this too, but this is just one example, with one reviewer banging on about there's a part where the Nazis mention they're looking for magical items, but there was no payoff with it, and it was kind of like it was some sort of major storyline, but it was only briefly mentioned. And when you think about it, it was only there as a small piece of setup info just to explain why they'd captured Dr. Fate, and that it was kind of a nod of the hat that this wasn't Barry's timeline, this was another universe. But the reviewer was carrying on around it like it was the main plot point, and the story fell flat. So that was the kind of vibe I was getting from a lot of reviewers who panned it, as I think they kind of missed the point of this movie, like a stormtrooper in a gunfight. Anyway, look, I'm gonna get back to it, and if we round it up, you get a score of 8 out of 10. My review. So I really enjoyed this movie, from the script to the animation to the actors, just to the overall general feel and the vibe of the movie. It was great. I'm really digging this animation style that they're going with here at the moment. It looks great, and this is like a step up from the last one, which was just beautiful to watch. The movie really moved at a great pace. Like, it didn't suffer the problem that a lot of the past DC animated movies had, where There was either like too much story to try and fit in or just not enough, in the time limit. Overall, it was great. It was a top way to spend 80 minutes, and I will definitely watch this one again. Great rewatch value. And I really hope this is the start of a new direction for these DC animated movies. Anyway, with that, I'm going to give this a resounding score of 19 out of 20. Okay, final thoughts. So first up is collectability, and if we look on the collector scale, I would say this would be for your novice and up. You really don't need to know too much about comic books to really enjoy this movie. I think this is one for everyone. Now, as far as availability is concerned, if we look up on the scale, this one is on the common side of things. There are plenty of copies out there online or at your local retail outlet, so you'll have no problem at all finding a format that you're after. Now, as far as the average price goes, you're looking at somewhere between $14 to $30 on DVD, $17 to $35 for a Blu-ray, and $25 to $40 for 4K HD. Now, the final score comes in at a grand total of 84 out of 100. Now, that is a great score for a great movie. This is one of those ones you'll be able to watch again, has some real rewatch value. Honestly, do yourself a favor, go out and grab yourself a copy for your collection. You will not regret it.
Ah, kid, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, why not hit the like, subscribe and notification buttons, as it really helps the channel out, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much to you and everyone who already has. Now, you can also, in the comments down below, let me know if you enjoyed this movie as much as I did, and if you're lucky enough to have a copy in your collection. Also, if you would like to request a review or you want to see something different on the channel, by all means, you can contact me at thecomicbookmoviecollector@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on the socials at Comic Book Movie Collector on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. All links will be down below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.